Good morning, students. Let us continue with the chapter number 14 and let us complete this chapter with the last topic, amphibolic pathway and respiratory quotient. You may know about the word amphibians. Amphibians means, amphi means dual. So the organisms which can live on land and water are called amphibians. The same way, amphibolic pathway. Amphi means dual. We have studies about two metabolic pathways, anabolic and catabolic. So amphibolic means the same time it can act as a metabolic pathway as catabolic as well as anabolic. Let us see how. Glucose is the favored substrate for respiration. All carbohydrates are usually first converted into glucose before they are used for respiration. Other substrates can also be respired as has been mentioned earlier. But then they do not enter the respiratory pathway at the first step. How? They enter at the different steps. We will see in the figure the points of entry of different substrates in the respiratory pathway. Fats would need to be broken down into glycerol and fatty acids first. If fatty acids were to be respired, they would be first degraded to acetyl coenzyme A and then they enter the pathway. Glycerol would enter the pathway after being converted to PGAL, phosphoglyceraldehyde. The proteins would be degraded by protease and individual amino acids after deamination, means removing the ammonia group, depending on their structure, would enter the pathway at some stage within Krebs cycle or even as pyruvate or acetyl coenzyme A. Let us see the entry of the different substrates into the glycolysis. See, fats are broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. If glycerol is there, it is converted into dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde. Then fatty acids will be converted into acetyl coenzyme A. In the center, all the carbohydrates are converted into simple sugar glucose and then the glycolysis is followed by the Krebs cycle. While proteins, if they are degraded by proteases into amino acids, then amino acids may be converted into pyruvic acid or acetyl coenzyme A, or they can enter in the form of oxalic acid, malic acid, citric acid, succinic acid, anywhere at any step in the Krebs cycle. So this way, fats and protein also enter the respiratory cycle along with the carbohydrates. Since respiration involves breakdown of substrates, the respiratory process has traditionally been considered a catabolic process and respiratory pathway as a catabolic pathway. But is this understanding correct? We have discussed above at which points in the respiratory pathway different substrates would enter if they were to be respired and used to derive energy. What is important is to recognize that it is this very compounds that would be withdrawn from the respiratory pathway for the synthesis of the said substrates. ये समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा है कि वैसे तो फैट्स को भी यूटिलाइज किया जा सकता है, प्रोटीन को भी यूटिलाइज किया जा सकता है एज अ सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी, पर यही वो कंपाउंड्स भी हैं जिनकी बॉडी को कभी कभी ज़रूरत भी पड़ जाती है तो उन्हें सिंथेसिस भी करना पड़ता है. इन दैट केस जो साइकिल हमने फैट टू फैटी एसिड एंड ग्लिसरॉल एंड देन टू रेस्पिरेटरी पाथवे किया, इसका उल्टा भी हो सकता है, जैसे कि फ्रॉम PGAL टू ग्लिसरॉल एंड टू फैट्स. द सेम वे एसिटाइल कोएंजाइम A टू फैटी एसिड्स टू फैट्स. वैसे ही प्रोटीन्स के केस में भी हो सकता है, क्रैब साइकिल से किसी भी इंटरमीडिएट सबस्ट्रेट को हटाकर उसे अमीनो एसिड में कन्वर्ट करके और उससे प्रोटीन बनाया जा सकता है. सो दिस पाथवे इज कि चीज़ें रेस्पिरेटरी पाथवे में ऐड भी हो रही है और वहाँ से विड्रॉ भी की जा रही है. Hence, fatty acid would be broken down to acetyl coenzyme A before entering the respiratory pathway when it is used to as a substrate. But when the organisms need to synthesize fatty acid, acetyl coenzyme A would be withdrawn from the respiratory pathway for it. Hence, the respiratory pathway comes into the picture both during breakdown also and during synthesis also. So we cannot say that respiration is only catabolic, it may be anabolic also. Similarly, during breakdown and synthesis of protein 2, respiratory intermediates forms the link. Breakdown process within the living organism is catabolism and synthesis is anabolism, because respiratory pathway is involved both in anabolism as well as in catabolism. It would hence be better to consider it as an amphibolic pathway rather than a catabolic one. इसी रीज़न की वजह से हम रेस्पिरेशन को कभी भी सिर्फ कैटाबोलिक पाथवे कंसीडर नहीं करेंगे, बल्कि उसे हम एनाबोलिक भी कहेंगे और कैटाबोलिक भी, क्योंकि हमने देखा कि कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स के अलावा बाकी जो दो सबस्ट्रेट्स हैं उनके सिंथेसिस में भी रेस्पिरेशन इन्वॉल्व है। सिर्फ कार्बोहाइड्रेट एक ऐसा सबस्ट्रेट है जिसका सिर्फ और सिर्फ कैटाबोलिज्म होता है रेस्पिरेशन में, बाकी दोनों सबस्ट्रेट्स कैटाबोलिक और एनाबोलिक दोनों वेज दिखाते हैं। Next is respiratory quotient. Let us now look at another aspect of respiration. As you know, during aerobic respiration, oxygen is consumed and carbon dioxide is released. So the ratio of volume of carbon dioxide evolved to the volume of oxygen consumed in the respiration is called respiratory quotient, RQ, or respiratory ratio. So RQ is equals to volume of carbon dioxide evolved upon volume of oxygen consumed. The respiratory quotient depends upon the type of respiratory substrate. What are the respiratory substrates? It may be fat, it may be carbohydrate, or it may be protein. When carbohydrates are used as substrate and are completely oxidized, the RQ will be 1, because equal amount of carbon dioxide and oxygen are evolved and consumed respectively as shown in the equation below. See the reaction. C6H12O6, that is glucose, plus 6 molecules of oxygen, that is when glucose is oxidized, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide are released and 6 molecules of water along with the energy. So if we want to calculate the RQ value, then 6 CO2 upon 6 O2 gives you 1. When fats are used in respiration, the RQ is less than 1 because it needs more oxygen to burn the fat and less carbon dioxide is released. Let us see the reaction. 2 molecules of fat plus 145 molecules of oxygen gives 102 molecules of carbon dioxide. If we find the RQ value, then 102 upon 145 gives you 0.7. It is less than 1. When proteins are respiratory substrates, the ratio would be about 0.9. What is important to recognize is that in living organism, respiratory substrates are often more than one. Pure protein or fat are never used as respiratory substrates. Yes, in the maximum cases, only carbohydrates are favored because their RQ value is 1. If fat and protein are utilized, then their values are low. So less carbon dioxide is removed and more oxygen is required. So this was all about cellular respiration. We have covered do plants breathe, glycolysis, fermentation, aerobic respiration, respiratory balance sheet, amphibolic pathway, respiratory quotient of different substrates. So along with these topics, the chapter 14 gets over.